Hey guys, David Bosco here. Now I know you basically all asked, or in this case, were figuring out if I was going to go into that three separate slash crossover review. Well, that's all going to happen now. Because, as you can see, I have four DVDs with me. The first of the bunch of that three separate crossover kick is one of the more classic Nick films based on one of the more iconic Nicktoon franchises. In this case, this one's from the early 90s. The first one I have is from 1998 and is based on one of the more beloved iconic Nicktoons of all time. That film is the Rugrats movie. As you can see, it also includes a bonus cat dog short, as you see here on the bottom. But this right here is the first ever animated Nicktoon film, and it's one of the more iconic classics. Fans seem to recognize this. I recognize it. We all see it. I saw this on Paramount Plus multiple times, but I'm glad to have the DVD in my hands. This film is honestly one of the more iconic movies of the 90s. And of course, this also introduces a new cast member, as you can see on the cover. It's Dill Pickles, voiced by Tara Strong. He has been a main part of the Rugrats series, and of course, a main part of the Rugrats cast since, like I said, this film came out in 1998. As I can see on the back, it has the copyright year. And of course, like I said, this film also includes a bonus cat dog short, which is Winslow's documentary. But, like I said, this film is honestly mostly iconic for multiple reasons. One, to celebrate the near 10 years of the Rugrats franchise. Two, is because this right here, like I said, is one of the more iconic Nicktoon films, and this was the very first animated one. And three, this right here is the best film I ever saw in the animated Nicktoons library. And like I said, I'm very happy to see this. And of course, I am very happy to have it. This right here is one of the more iconic classics. No joke. Now, as for the sequels, they're either a hit or miss. But there's one Rugrats sequel that many fans seem to remember. And that film is from the year 2000, as where the Rugrats go on their first adventure outside the USA to France. And that film where they do that is entitled Rugrats 2, or as fans seem to know it as Rugrats in Paris, the movie. Now, as for the movie itself, it's very good. And just like with Dill 2 years prior, it also introduces another new Rugrats to the cast, and her name is Kimmy. Kimmy and Chucky get along pretty fine in the series, after this film came out, of course. The film itself is very cool, and of course, like I said, the Rugrats go to Paris, as you can see by the title on the movie. And of course, it is one of the more fun classics. Just like with the first film, this too is enjoyable. Because if you're a fan of Rugrats, these two, along with the third film, which came out a year after the next film I'm going to talk about in a few seconds, is one of the more iconic classics to me. Because I have seen them. And speaking of 2000s, the next film I have is another Nicktoon. This one came from the same animation studio, and of course is the only Nicktoon film based from his TV series, and that film is the Wild Thornberrys movie. Now, I haven't seen much of this film on HBO when I was growing up, but I'm glad to have the DVD, and of course it's also available on Paramount Plus. This movie could easily be by far one of my most iconic classics, and is easily one of the best movies I've ever saw. At least in my regard, because if you've seen this, you know exactly you're in for a fun time. No jokes about that. And I'm very happy to have it, because this movie is easily one of the more fun ones. Now, as I can see on the back here, this film has a widescreen format. Just like the first Rugrats movie has it, along with the second one, this too also has it. And I'm very glad I own this DVD. And this right here really sells me on a high note. Now, as for the fourth and final DVD I have, this one is a crossover film. This one came out since 2003. And that film is the crossover film, or more fans know it as Rugrats Go Wild. Now, like I said, this is the first Nickelodeon crossover feature film. And it's probably the only crossover Nickelodeon feature film, because it has both the Rugrats franchise and the Wild Thornberrys franchise coming together in this great, huge adventure. Now, as you can see, as one of the features has on the back here has an alternate ending. That could be cool. But now it depends on your taste. So like I said, this film is easily one of my most iconic ones. And of course, it is absolutely great. And so, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. That's my review for all 3 Rugrats films, more specifically all 4 films of, in this case, 3 Rugrats and the Wild Thornberrys. Well, technically, 3 Rugrats and 2 Wild Thornberrys. This is kind of like a pseudo-sequel. And it really gives you something cool. So, next review I'm going to be doing is another TV series review. And it may be a little iffy for some people, but it's still fun to watch overall. So until then, peace out.